on CLTV.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Jim Wagner. The news continues this half hour with around-the-clock headlines on CLTV. Presidential candidate Hillary Rodham Clinton has to change her fundraising plans in Chicago today at the last minute. We have the latest. Getting a little irritated at filling up at the gas pump? You're not alone. We'll see why Chicagoland is seeing one of the biggest rise in gas prices in the nation right now. And pomp and circumstance British style meets Texas swagger on the White House lawn. We'll see what the Queen of England is up to today. More on those top stories in a moment. First, here's weather on the Whites. Presidential hopeful Hillary Clinton is in town today for a charity event where she's trying to drum up support for her presidential campaign. CLTV political reporter Carlos Hernandez-Gomez at the Tribune Tower now with a preview of what we can expect. And Carlos, I understand there were some last-minute changes, right? Police say a teenager is responsible for the death of a traffic aide who was run over in Chicago's Bridgeport neighborhood. 17-year-old Joseph Cruz is charged with reckless homicide. He's accused of killing 39-year-old Angela Janes Gage while trying to beat a tractor-trailer that was turning in front of him. Janes Gage directed the tractor-trailer to turn left from Archer Avenue to Ashland Avenue when Cruz's van pulled in front of the truck, causing it to flip over and land on Janes Gage. Cruz had already been cited for not having insurance and not having a driver's license. Now more than ever, it's a real pain filling up the gas tank. According to the Lundberg survey, the national average is $3.07 a gallon. That is nearly 20 cents more than just 2 weeks ago. Experts say the increase is due mostly to refinery problems, but drivers should brace themselves for more sticker shock. AAA says you should expect to see even more record prices by the end of the month. Chicago's average is around $3.31, which is creeping up to the highest price, which is $3.49 in San Francisco. Celebratory honking and flag waving from vehicles may soon be a crime in West Suburban Aurora. Tomorrow, the Aurora City Council will consider an ordinance banning the practice. The fine would be $250 for the first 2 offenses, and on a third incident, the car would be seized. Some critics say the ordinance specifically targets Mexican Americans. One alderman says too many Hispanic celebrations get out of control, however, and the ban is for safety reasons. It may not be the cheapest way to get home, but officials in West Suburban Naperville are hoping it will help save lives. Starting this week, the city will offer a towing taxi service that tows bar patrons and their cars home after a night of drinking. It's called No DUI Tonight. The service will cost $85 plus an additional $2 per mile for an unscheduled pickup, but if partygoers call in advance, it's $20 cheaper. And drivers in Chicago may want to be a bit more careful. 6 new red light cameras are being activated today, bringing the city's total to 39 intersections being monitored by those devices. When drivers run a red light, the cameras snap a picture of their license plate, and a $90 ticket is mailed to the driver. Last year, red light fines brought in nearly $20 million for the city of Chicago, and officials say the technology has saved lives by reducing aggressive and dangerous driving. Friends and family of a missing mother of 2 say waiting is the hardest part. They've held news conferences and set up a website hoping someone will come forward with information about 37-year-old Lisa Stebick. She was last seen April 30th leaving the southwest suburban Plainfield home she shared with her estranged husband. About 60 volunteers came out yesterday. They searched wooded areas, farm fields, and nearby parks and posted flyers. Police say they found no signs of foul play. Family members hope flyers will help spark someone's memory. The Northwestern Suburban High School student charged for writing an allegedly violent essay will be allowed to graduate. 18-year-old Alan Lee returned to school on Friday. He was arrested and charged with 2 counts of disorderly conduct last month after writing about shooting everyone and having sex with dead bodies. It was written just 1 week after the Virginia Tech massacre. Lee's lawyer said officials determined he was not a threat to himself or the school. Lee was planning to join the Marines after high school, but has now been discharged from the enlistment program. If the charges are dropped, however, he'll be allowed to reapply. In the meantime, the mother of the Virginia Tech shooter was trying to get help for her son from a local church. The Washington Post reporting members and a pastor at Woodbridge, Virginia Church were going to help get rid of what the pastor there called a, quote, demonic power in Sung Wee Jo. But before the church could act, Joe returned to the campus for his senior year. Last month, he shot and killed 32 people before turning the gun on himself in the worst school shooting in U.S. history. His message of love and compassion was heard by more than 11,000 people in Millennium Park. The Dalai Lama entering Harris Theater to a standing ovation yesterday. The exiled spiritual leader of Tibet criticized China's policies in his homeland. He says President Bush was very nice, but denounced U.S. violence around the world. The 71-year-old also speaking of attaining happiness as people sat for 2 hours listening. Temperatures in Chicagoland holding up nicely right now. Tim McGill with weather on the ones coming up right after the break. And Tim, along with these nice temps, though, a little rain in the forecast, I see.